MCQ 1. What is the property of metals that allows them to be beaten into thin sheets? Option A, ductility. Option B, malleability. Option C, sonority. Option D, conductivity. The correct answer is option B, malleability. Explanation. Malleability refers to the ability of metals to be hammered or rolled into thin sheets without breaking. It is a characteristic property of metals like gold, silver, and aluminum, making them suitable for various applications like manufacturing foils and utensils. MCQ 2, which is the most ductile metal? Option A, silver. Option B, gold. Option C, copper. Option D, platinum. The correct answer is option B, gold. Explanation. Gold is the most ductile metal, meaning it can be stretched into extremely thin wires without breaking. A single gram of gold can be drawn into a wire nearly 2 kilometers long, making it valuable for use in industries like jewelry making and electronics. MCQ 3. Why are electric wires coated with substances like PVC? Option A, to increase malleability. Option B, to prevent conduction. Option C, to prevent accidents. Option D, to reduce cost. The correct answer is option C, to prevent accidents. Explanation. Electric wires are coated with insulating materials like PVC to prevent accidental electric shocks and protect users from direct contact with live wires. This coating also shields the wires from environmental damage. 4. What is the property of metals that makes them produce a sound when struck? Option A, ductility. Option B, malleability. Option C, sonority. And D, brittleness. The correct answer is option C, sonority. Explanation. Sonority is the property of metals that enables them to produce a ringing sound when struck. This property is why metals are used in items like bells, cymbals, and musical instruments. M5. Which metal exists as a liquid at room temperature? Option A, mercury. Option sodium. Option C, zinc. Option D, lead. The correct answer is option A, mercury. Explanation. Mercury is the only metal that exists as a liquid at room temperature. Its unique property makes it useful in devices like thermometers, barometers, and certain industrial applications. What happens when metals react with water? Option A, form acids. Option B, form basic oxides. Option C, form neutral compounds. Option D, form salts. The correct answer is option B, form basic oxides. Explanation. Metals react with water to form basic oxides or hydroxides and release hydrogen gas. For example, sodium reacts with water to produce sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas, releasing heat in the process. Why is sodium stored in kerosene oil? Option A, to keep it moist. Option B, to prevent corrosion. Option C, to prevent reaction with air and moisture. Option D, to enhance reactivity. The correct answer is option C, to prevent reaction with air and moisture. Explanation. Sodium is highly reactive with both air and moisture. It is stored in kerosene oil to prevent accidental reactions that could cause fires or explosions due to its vigorous reactivity. MCQ 8. What type of reaction occurs when a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from its salt solution? Option A, combination. Option B, decomposition. Option C, displacement. Option D, oxidation. The correct answer is option C, displacement. Explanation. In a displacement reaction, a more reactive metal replaces a less reactive one in its salt solution. For example, when iron is placed in copper sulfate solution, iron displaces copper due to its higher reactivity. 9. Which metals are used to join railway tracks in the Thermat reaction? Option A, aluminium and iron. Option B, sodium and zinc. Option C, magnesium and zinc. Option D, aluminium and zinc. The correct answer is option A, aluminium and iron. Explanation. The Thermit reaction involves aluminium reducing iron 3 oxide to molten iron. This reaction is highly exothermic and is used for welding railway tracks and repairing machinery. MCQ 10. Why are food cans coated with tin and not zinc? Option A. Zinc is costlier than tin. Option B. Zinc has a higher melting point than tin. Option C. Zinc is more reactive than tin. Option D. Zinc is less reactive than tin. The correct answer is option C. Zinc is more reactive than tin. Explanation. Food cans are coated with tin because zinc is more reactive and can react with the food contents, contaminating them. Tin, being less reactive, ensures safety and longevity of the food inside. MQ 11. Which metal reacts most vigorously with cold water? Option A, calcium. Option B, magnesium. Option C, sodium. Option D, zinc. The correct answer is option C, sodium. Explanation. Sodium reacts vigorously with cold water, producing sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. The reaction is highly exothermic, often causing the hydrogen to ignite. This makes sodium one of the most reactive metals with water. MCQ 12. What is the process of converting carbonate ores into oxides by heating called? Option A, roasting. Option B, calcination. Option C. Option D, oxidation. The correct answer is option B, calcination. Explanation. Calcination is the process of heating carbonate ores in the absence of air to convert them into oxides. For example, calcium carbonate is heated to form calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, facilitating the extraction of metals. Which metal is the least reactive according to the reactivity series? Option A, silver. Option B, gold. Option C, mercury. Option D, copper. The correct answer is option B, gold. Explanation. Gold is the least reactive metal in the reactivity series. It does not react with oxygen or water under normal conditions, making it suitable for jewelry and coins due to its resistance to tarnishing. MC 14. What is the term for oxides that react with both acids and bases? Option A, neutral oxides. Option B, amphoteric oxides. Option C, acidic oxides. Option D, basic oxides. The correct answer is option B, amphoteric oxides. Explanation. Amphoteric oxides, like aluminium oxide and zinc oxide, react with both acids and bases to form salts and water. For instance, aluminium oxide reacts with hydrochloric acid to form aluminium chloride and with sodium hydroxide to form sodium aluminate. MCQ 15. Why are alloys like brass and bronze poor conductors of electricity? Option A, high reactivity. Option B, mixed composition. Option C, lower melting points. Option D, poor structural bonds. The correct answer is option B, mixed composition. Explanation. Alloys like brass, copper and zinc, and bronze, copper and tin, are poor conductors of electricity due to their mixed composition. The irregular structure of atoms in alloys interrupts the free flow of electrons. MCQ 16. What is the primary component in stainless steel that prevents it from rusting? Option A, nickel. Option B, chromium. Option C, carbon. Option D, zinc. The correct answer is option B, chromium. Explanation. Chromium in stainless steel forms a protective oxide layer on the surface, preventing rust and corrosion. This property makes stainless steel widely used in kitchenware, construction, and other applications. MC 17. Which gas is released when metals react with dilute acids? Option A, oxygen, hydrogen. Option C, carbon dioxide. Option D, nitrogen. The correct answer is option B, hydrogen. Explanation. When metals react with dilute acids, hydrogen gas is released. For example, zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid to form zinc chloride and hydrogen gas, a typical metal-acid reaction. MC 18. What is the role of an electrolyte in electrolytic refining of metals? Conductor of heat. Option B, medium for ion flow. Option C, source of energy. Option D, provider of electrons. The correct answer is option B, medium for ion flow. Explanation. The electrolyte provides a medium for the movement of ions during electrolytic refining. Impure metal acts as the anode, pure metal deposits at the cathode, and ions flow through the electrolyte to complete the circuit. Q19. Why is rusting prevented by galvanization? Option A, zinc prevents oxygen contact. Option B, zinc enhances strength. Option C, zinc reacts with iron. Option D, zinc makes iron brittle. The correct answer is option A. Zinc prevents oxygen contact. Explanation. In galvanization, iron is coated with a thin layer of zinc, which prevents oxygen and moisture from reaching the iron surface. Even if the zinc coating is damaged, it protects the iron by acting as a sacrificial metal. MCQ 20. What type of bond is formed in ionic compounds? Covalent bond. Option B, electrovalent bond. Option C, hydrogen bond. Metallic bond. The correct answer is option B, electrovalent bond. Explanation. Ionic compounds form electrovalent bonds, where electrons are transferred from one atom to another. For example, in sodium chloride, sodium loses an electron to form a cation, and chlorine gains an electron to form an anion. MCQ 21. What is the process called when metals are coated with a thin layer of zinc to prevent rusting? Option A, anodizing. Option B, galvanization. Option C, alloying. Option D, electroplating. The correct answer is option B, galvanization. Explanation. Galvanization is the process of coating metals like iron with a thin layer of zinc to prevent rusting. The zinc acts as a sacrificial metal, protecting the underlying iron from corrosion by reacting with oxygen and moisture. MC 22. Which alloy is made by mixing copper and zinc? Option A, bronze. Option B, brass. Option C, steel. Option D, solder. The correct answer is option B, brass. Explanation. Brass is an alloy made by mixing copper and zinc. It is widely used for decorative purposes, musical instruments, and fittings due to its corrosion resistance and attractive appearance. MCQ 23. What type of oxide is formed when non-metals combine with oxygen? Option A, neutral oxides. Option B, acidic oxides. Option C, basic oxides. Option D, amphoteric oxides. The correct answer is option B, acidic oxides. Explanation. Non-metals form acidic oxides when combined with oxygen. For example, carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide dissolve in water to form acids like carbonic acid and sulfuric acid, respectively. Q24. Which of the following metals does not corrode easily? Option A, iron. Option B, copper. Option C, silver. Option D, gold. The correct answer is option D, gold. Explanation. Gold is highly resistant to corrosion due to its low reactivity. It does not react with air, water, or most chemicals, making it suitable for jewelry and coins that last over time without tarnishing. M25. Why are noble gases chemically inert? Option A, lack of protons. Option B, filled valence shell. Option C, high density. Option D, lack of neutrons. The correct answer is option B, filled valence shell. Noble gases are chemically inert because they have a completely filled valence shell. This stable electronic configuration prevents them from readily forming chemical bonds with other elements. MCQ 26. What is the green coating that forms on copper when exposed to moist air? Option A, copper hydroxide. Option B, copper carbonate. Option C, copper sulfate. Option D, copper oxide. The correct answer is option B, copper carbonate. Explanation. The green coating on copper is basic copper carbonate, which forms when copper reacts with moist air containing carbon dioxide. This layer indicates corrosion but also protects the metal underneath from further damage. MCQ 27. Which process is used to join railway tracks using an exothermic reaction? Option A. Option B, thermit reaction. Option C, electroplating. Option D, smelting. The correct answer is option B, thermit reaction. Explanation. The thermit reaction involves the reduction of iron 3 oxide by aluminium to produce molten iron. This highly exothermic process generates enough heat to join railway tracks or repair heavy machinery. MCQ 28. Which property of graphite allows it to conduct electricity? Option A, high density. Option B, free electrons. Option C, covalent bonding. Option D, hardness. The correct answer is option B, free electrons. Explanation. Graphite conducts electricity due to the presence of free electrons that can move between its layers. This property makes graphite unique among non-metals and suitable for use in electrodes and batteries. MCQ 29. What is the process of removing impurities from metal ores called? Option A, refining. Option B, concentration. Option C, roasting. Option D, calcination. The correct answer is option B, concentration. Explanation. The process of concentration involves removing gangue, unwanted materials like soil and sand from ores. Techniques like gravity separation, magnetic separation, and froth flotation are used depending on the ore's properties. MCQ 30. Why is aluminium used to make utensils despite being highly reactive? Option A, it is lightweight. Option B, it is malleable. Option C, forms a protective oxide layer. Option D, it is inexpensive. The correct answer is option C, forms a protective oxide layer. Explanation. Aluminium forms a thin oxide layer on its surface that prevents further corrosion, even in moist conditions. Combined with its high thermal conductivity, this property makes it suitable for making cooking utensils. MCQ 31. What is formed when metals react with oxygen? Option A, neutral oxides. Option basic oxides. Option C, acidic oxides. Option D, amphoteric oxides. The correct answer is option B, basic oxides. Explanation. Metals react with oxygen to form basic oxides. For instance, magnesium reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide, which reacts with water to produce a basic solution, magnesium hydroxide. MCQ 32. Which of the following is an example of an amphoteric oxide? Option A, zinc oxide. Option B, sodium oxide. Option C, carbon dioxide. Option D, calcium oxide. The correct answer is option A, zinc oxide. Explanation. Zinc oxide is an amphoteric oxide as it reacts with both acids and bases. For example, it reacts with hydrochloric acid to form zinc chloride and with sodium hydroxide to form sodium zincate. MCQ 33. What is the method of extracting highly reactive metals like sodium called? Option A, roasting. Option B, electrolytic reduction. Option C, calcination, displacement. The correct answer is option B, electrolytic reduction. Explanation. Highly reactive metals like sodium are extracted by electrolytic reduction. Sodium chloride is electrolyzed to deposit sodium metal at the cathode, with chlorine gas released at the anode. MCQ 34. What is the process of forming a thick oxide layer on aluminium called? Option A, galvanization. Option B, anodizing. Option C, alloying. Option D, plating. The correct answer is option B, anodizing. Explanation. Anodizing involves using electrolysis to form a thick oxide layer on aluminium, making it resistant to corrosion. This layer can also be dyed for decorative purposes. MCQ 35. Which gas is produced during the thermit reaction? Option A, oxygen. Option B, hydrogen. Option C, carbon dioxide. Option D, none. The correct answer is option D, none. Explanation: no gas is released during the Thermit reaction. The reaction produces molten iron and generates intense heat, which is used for welding applications like joining railway tracks. EMS 36. Which process involves the reduction of sulfide ores to oxides by heating in air? Option A, roasting. Option B, calcination. Option C, smelting. Option D, refining. The correct answer is option A, roasting. Explanation: roasting involves heating sulfide ores in the presence of air to convert them into oxides. For example, zinc sulfide is converted to zinc oxide by roasting. MCQ 37. Why do metals like potassium and sodium react vigorously with water? Option A, high density. Option B, high reactivity. Option C, high melting point. Option D, low boiling point. The correct answer is option B, high reactivity. Explanation: potassium and sodium are highly reactive metals. They react vigorously with water, producing hydrogen gas and hydroxides. The heat generated often ignites the hydrogen gas. MCQ 38. What is the main component of rust formed on iron? Option A, iron oxide. Option B, copper carbonate. Option C, zinc sulfate. Option D, iron sulfide. The correct answer is option A, iron oxide. Explanation: rust is primarily composed of hydrated iron 3 oxide. It forms when iron reacts with oxygen and moisture, leading to the deterioration of the metal over time. 39. Which alloy contains copper and tin? Option A, brass. Option B, bronze. Option C, option D, solder. The correct answer is option B, bronze. Explanation: bronze is an alloy of copper and tin. It is known for its hardness, corrosion resistance, and use in making sculptures, metals, and mechanical components. MCQ 40. What is the role of anode mud in electrolytic refining? Option A, it conducts electricity. It is discarded. Option C, contains impurities. Option D, stores energy. The correct answer is option C, contains impurities. Explanation: during electrolytic refining, anode mud contains impurities like gold, silver, and other elements that settle at the bottom of the cell. These impurities are removed separately during the process. MCQ 41. What is the main difference between roasting and calcination? Option A, both are done in air. Option B, roasting requires air, calcination does not. Option C, calcination needs electricity. Option D, roasting produces liquid metals. The correct answer is option B, roasting requires air, calcination does not. Explanation: roasting involves heating sulfide ores in the presence of air to convert them into oxides. Calcination, on the other hand, involves heating carbonate ores in the absence of air to convert them into oxides. MC 42. Why are silver articles tarnished over time? Option A, react with oxygen. Option B, react with sulfur. Option C, react with carbon dioxide. Option D, react with water. The correct answer is option B, react with sulfur. Explanation: silver reacts with sulfur in the air to form a black coating of silver sulfide, which tarnishes its surface. This process is a form of corrosion that occurs over time when exposed to the environment. 3. What is an alloy? Option A, pure metal. Option B, homogeneous mixture of metals. Option C, non-metal and gas mixture. Option D, solid solution. The correct answer is option B, homogeneous mixture of metals. Explanation: an alloy is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metals, or a metal and a non-metal. Alloys are designed to improve the properties of the primary metal, such as strength, durability, or corrosion resistance. MCQ 44. Which of the following metals can displace hydrogen from dilute acids? Option A, gold. Option B, copper. Option C, zinc. Option D, silver. The correct answer is option C, zinc. Zinc is more reactive than hydrogen and can displace it from dilute acids like hydrochloric acid, producing hydrogen gas and zinc chloride. Gold and silver, being less reactive, cannot displace hydrogen. MC45. Which property of metals makes them suitable for making cooking utensils? Option A, conductivity. Option B, sonority. Option C, luster. Option D, brittleness. The correct answer is option A, conductivity. Explanation. Metals like aluminum and copper are good conductors of heat, which makes them ideal for cooking utensils. They allow for even heat distribution, ensuring efficient cooking. MCQ 46. Which metal is used in the Thermit reaction to reduce iron oxide? Option A, zinc. Option B, copper. Option C, aluminium. Option D, magnesium. The correct answer is option C, aluminium. Explanation. Aluminium is used in the Thermit reaction to reduce iron 3 oxide to molten iron. This highly exothermic reaction is used in welding railway tracks and repairing machinery. MCQ 47. Why is mercury used in thermometers? Option A, low density. Option B, high boiling point. Option C, liquid at room temperature. Option D, low reactivity. The correct answer is option C, liquid at room temperature. Explanation. Mercury is a liquid metal at room temperature, making it ideal for thermometers. Its uniform expansion and contraction with temperature changes allow precise temperature measurements. MCQ 48. Which process involves the use of electricity to refine impure metals? Option A, calcination. Option B, roasting. Option C, electrolytic refining. Option D, smelting. The correct answer is option C, electrolytic refining. Explanation. Electrolytic refining uses electricity to purify metals. The impure metal acts as the anode, while pure metal deposits on the cathode. The electrolyte contains a salt solution of the metal being refined. MC 49. What is the function of an anode in the electrolytic refining process? Option A, to release ions. Option B, to deposit pure metal. Option C, to dissolve impure metal. Option D, to provide electrons. The correct answer is option C, to dissolve impure metal. Explanation. In electrolytic refining, the anode consists of impure metal. As current passes through the electrolyte, the anode dissolves and the pure metal is deposited on the cathode, leaving impurities behind. MCQ 50. Why is platinum preferred for making jewelry? Option A, high density. Option B, high reactivity. Option C, corrosion resistance. Option D, high hardness. The correct answer is option C, corrosion resistance. Explanation. Platinum is highly resistant to corrosion and does not tarnish over time. Its durability, luster, and chemical stability make it ideal for high-quality jewelry and decorative items. MC 51. What is the primary reason alkali metals like lithium and sodium are stored in oil? Option A, to prevent corrosion. Option B, to prevent oxidation. Option C, to avoid reaction with air and moisture. Option D, to enhance reactivity. The correct answer is option C, to avoid reaction with air and moisture. Explanation. Alkali metals such as lithium, sodium, and potassium are highly reactive with air and water. Storing them in oil prevents accidental reactions with moisture or oxygen, which could lead to explosions or fires. MCQ 52. What happens when copper is heated in air? Option A, it burns. Option B, forms copper 2 oxide. Option C, forms copper sulfide. Option D, remains unchanged. The correct answer is option B, forms copper oxide. Explanation. When copper is heated in air, it reacts with oxygen to form a black layer of copper 2 oxide. This reaction does not produce flames, but the oxide layer protects the metal from further oxidation. MCQ 53. What is the hardest natural substance known? Option A, iron. Option B, diamond. Option C, graphite. Option D, gold. The correct answer is option B, diamond. Explanation: diamond, an allotrope of carbon, is the hardest natural substance. Its covalent bonds form a rigid tetrahedral structure, making it extremely hard and suitable for cutting tools and industrial applications. MCQ 4. Which property of metals is responsible for their ability to conduct electricity? Option A, high density. Option B, free-moving electrons. Option C, compact structure. Option D, high melting point. The correct answer is option B, free-moving electrons. Explanation: metals conduct electricity due to the presence of free-moving electrons in their structure. These electrons can flow through the metal, allowing it to carry an electric current efficiently. MCQ 55. What is the term for the impurities removed from ores during concentration? Option A, ore. Option B, gangue. Option C, alloy. Option D, flux. The correct answer is option B, gangue. Explanation: gangue refers to unwanted materials like soil, sand, and rocks that are removed during the concentration of ores. The separation process makes the ore suitable for metal extraction. MCQ 56. Why does magnesium float on water when it reacts with it? Option A, low density. Option B, formation of hydrogen bubbles. Option C, high reactivity. Option D, high melting point. The correct answer is option B, formation of hydrogen bubbles. Explanation: when magnesium reacts with water, it produces magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. The hydrogen bubbles adhere to the metal's surface, causing it to float. MCQ 57. What type of bond forms in sodium chloride, NaCl? Option A, covalent bond. Option B, ionic bond. Option C, hydrogen bond. Option D, metallic bond. The correct answer is option B, ionic bond. Explanation: sodium chloride forms an ionic bond. Sodium donates an electron to chlorine, forming positive sodium ions and negative chloride ions, which are held together by strong electrostatic forces. MCQ 58. Why is aluminium oxide classified as an amphoteric oxide? Option A, it is neutral. Option B, it reacts only with acids. Option C, it reacts with both acids and bases. Option D, it is a strong base. The correct answer is option C, it reacts with both acids and bases. Explanation: aluminium oxide is an amphoteric oxide because it reacts with acids like hydrochloric acid to form aluminium chloride and with bases like sodium hydroxide to form sodium aluminate. MCQ 59. What is the process of heating ores strongly in the absence of air called? Option A, calcination. Option B, option C, option D, refining. The correct answer is option A, calcination. Explanation: calcination is the process of heating carbonate ores in the absence of air to remove volatile impurities and convert the ores into oxides, making them easier to reduce into metals. Why is stainless steel resistant to rusting? Option A, contains chromium. Option B, contains carbon. Option C, contains zinc. Option D, contains iron. The correct answer is option A, contains chromium. Explanation: stainless steel contains chromium, which forms a thin, protective oxide layer on the surface. This prevents rust and corrosion, making stainless steel suitable for kitchenware and construction. MCQ 61. Which nonmetal is a good conductor of electricity? Option A, sulfur. Option B, option C, phosphorus. Option D, iodine. The correct answer is option B, graphite. Explanation: graphite, an allotrope of carbon, is a good conductor of electricity due to the presence of free electrons. This unique property makes graphite suitable for use in electrodes and other electrical applications. MC62. What is the product formed when sodium reacts with water? Option A, sodium chloride. Option B, sodium hydroxide. Option C, sodium oxide. Option D, sodium carbonate. The correct answer is option B, sodium hydroxide. Explanation. When sodium reacts with water, it produces sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. This reaction is highly exothermic, often causing the hydrogen gas to ignite spontaneously. MCQ 63. What is the purpose of roasting during metal extraction? Option A. Convert oxides to sulfides. Option B. Remove impurities. Option C. Convert sulfides to oxides. Option D. Melt the ore. The correct answer is option C. Convert sulfides to oxides. Explanation. Roasting involves heating sulfide ores in the presence of air to convert them into oxides. This makes the extraction of metals easier since oxides are more readily reduced to pure metals. MC 64. Which property allows metals like copper to be drawn into thin wires? Option A. Malleability. Option B. Sonority. Option C. Ductility. Option D. Conductivity. The correct answer is option C. Ductility. Explanation. Ductility is the property of metals that allows them to be stretched into thin wires. Copper, being highly ductile, is extensively used in electrical wiring and other applications requiring flexibility. 65. Why is aqua regia used to dissolve gold? Option A. Gold is non-reactive. Option B. Aqua regia is inert. Option C. Gold does not react with single acids. Option D. Aqua regia is highly corrosive. The correct answer is option D. Aqua regia is highly corrosive. Explanation. Aqua regia, a mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and nitric acid in a 3:1 ratio, is highly corrosive and can dissolve gold and platinum, which do not react with individual acids. MCQ 66. What is the composition of bronze? Option A. Copper and zinc. Option B. Copper and tin. Option C. Copper and nickel. Option D. Copper and iron. The correct answer is option B. Copper and tin. Explanation. Bronze is an alloy of copper and tin, known for its hardness, durability, and resistance to corrosion. It is commonly used in sculptures, metals, and mechanical components. MCQ 67. Which metal is extracted using electrolytic reduction of molten aluminum oxide? Option A. Zinc. Option B. Magnesium. Option C. Aluminium. Option D. Sodium. The correct answer is option C. Aluminium. Aluminium is extracted by the electrolytic reduction of molten aluminum oxide. The process separates pure aluminium metal at the cathode while oxygen gas is released at the anode. MCQ 68. Why is gold used in electrical connectors? Option A. High reactivity. Option B. Malleability. Option C. Corrosion resistance. Option D. High conductivity. The correct answer is option C. Corrosion resistance. Explanation. Gold is used in electrical connectors due to its excellent corrosion resistance. It ensures reliable and durable connections in electronic devices, even under adverse conditions. MCQ 69. What is the name given to the process of depositing a layer of pure metal on a cathode during refining? Option A. Alloying. Option B. Roasting. Option C. Electroplating. Option D. Electrolytic refining. The correct answer is option D. Electrolytic refining. Explanation. Electrolytic refining involves depositing a pure metal layer on the cathode. The impure metal acts as the anode, while a solution of the metal salt serves as the electrolyte in this purification process. MCQ 70. Why does iron rust faster in salty water than in pure water? Option A. Salty water is acidic. Option B. Presence of impurities. Option C. Salty water conducts electricity better. Option D. Salt reacts with iron. The correct answer is option C. Salty water conducts electricity better. Explanation. Rusting occurs faster in salty water because it conducts electricity better, increasing the electrochemical reactions between iron, oxygen, and moisture that lead to rust formation. MCQ 71. What is the chemical formula of rust? Option A. Fe2O3 XH2O. Option B. FeO. Option C. Fe2O3. Option D. OH3. The correct answer is option A, Fe2O3.XH2O. Explanation: rust is hydrated iron 3 oxide with the formula FeO2XH2O. It forms when iron reacts with oxygen and moisture in the environment, leading to the corrosion and deterioration of the metal. Seek 72. Which process is used to prevent rusting by coating iron with a layer of zinc? Option A, electroplating. Option B, galvanization. Option C, anodizing, alloying. The correct answer is option B, galvanization. Explanation: galvanization involves coating iron or steel with zinc to protect it from rusting. The zinc acts as a sacrificial metal, reacting with oxygen and moisture to prevent corrosion of the iron beneath. MCQ 73. Why does diamond not conduct electricity? Option A, hard strip. Option B, no free electrons. Option C, tetrahedral bonding. Option D, high density. The correct answer is option B, no free electrons. Explanation: diamond does not conduct electricity because all its electrons are tightly bonded in covalent bonds. Unlike graphite, it lacks free-moving electrons that could carry an electric current. C74. What is the reactivity order of metals in the reactivity series? Option A, K, A, C, A, M, G, Al. Option B, Na, K, M, G, C, Al. Option C, C, A, K, M, G, Al. Option D, M, G, K, N, A, K. The correct answer is option A, K, Na, C, A, M, G, Al. Explanation: the reactivity series ranks metals based on their ability to lose electrons. Potassium K is the most reactive, followed by sodium Na, calcium Ca, magnesium Mg, and aluminium Al. 75. Why are silver and gold used for making jewelry? Option A, high luster. Option B, high reactivity. Option C, good conductor of electricity. Option D, resistance to corrosion. The correct answer is option D, resistance to corrosion. Explanation: silver and gold are used in jewelry because they resist corrosion, maintain their shine over time, and do not react with air or moisture. These properties make them durable and attractive for ornamental use. MCQ 76. Which of the following metals is most reactive with water? Option A, calcium. Option B, magnesium. Option C, zinc. Option D, lead. The correct answer is option A, calcium. Explanation: calcium reacts more vigorously with water than magnesium, zinc, or lead. It forms calcium hydroxide and hydrogen gas with enough heat generated to produce visible hydrogen bubbles. MCQ 77. What is the role of coke in the extraction of metals from their oxides? Option A, acts as a reducing agent. Option B, produces heat. Option C, combines with impurities. Option D, acts as a catalyst. The correct answer is option A, acts as a reducing agent. Explanation: coke, a form of carbon, acts as a reducing agent during the extraction of metals. It removes oxygen from metal oxides, reducing them to their metallic forms, as in the case of iron extraction. MC 78. Why is iron mixed with carbon to form steel? Option A, to increase its reactivity. Option B, to improve corrosion resistance. Option C, to make it brittle. Option D, to enhance hardness. The correct answer is option D, to enhance hardness. Explanation: steel is an alloy of iron and carbon. Adding a small amount of carbon increases the hardness and strength of iron, making it more durable and suitable for construction and manufacturing applications. MC 79. Which gas is released when dilute sulfuric acid reacts with zinc? Option A, oxygen. Option B, hydrogen. Option C, carbon dioxide. Option D, nitrogen. The correct answer is option B, hydrogen. Explanation: when zinc reacts with dilute sulfuric acid, hydrogen gas is released, along with the formation of zinc sulfate. This reaction demonstrates the reactivity of zinc with acids. 80. Why is copper used for making electrical wires? Option A, high density. Option B, high conductivity. Option C, high melting point. Option D, corrosion resistance. The correct answer is option B, high conductivity. Explanation. Copper is used in electrical wiring due to its excellent conductivity. Its low electrical resistance allows efficient transmission of electric current over long distances with minimal energy loss. MCQ 81. Which of the following metals does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid? Option A, zinc. Option B, aluminium. Option C, iron. Option D, copper. The correct answer is option D, copper. Explanation. Copper does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid because it is less reactive than hydrogen. It cannot displace hydrogen from the acid, whereas metals like zinc and aluminium can. MCQ 82. What is the process of removing gangue from ores using water or airflow called? Option A, roasting. Option B, smelting. Option C, froth flotation. Option D, calcination. The correct answer is option C, froth flotation. Froth flotation is a concentration process used to remove gangue from ores. The desired mineral attaches to bubbles in a froth, separating it from impurities like sand or clay. Key 83. What is the role of sodium hydroxide in the extraction of aluminium? Option A, acts as a reducing agent. Option B, neutralizes acids. Option C, dissolves alumina. Option D, produces hydrogen. The correct answer is option C, dissolves alumina. Explanation. Sodium hydroxide dissolves alumina, aluminium oxide, from bauxite in the Bayer process. The solution is then processed further to extract pure aluminium oxide for electrolytic reduction. MCQ 84. Why is magnesium used in fireworks? Option A, it is brittle. Option B, produces a bright white light. Option C, it is inexpensive. Option D, it reacts with air. The correct answer is option B, produces a bright white light. Explanation. Magnesium burns with a bright white light, making it ideal for use in fireworks, flares, and photographic flashbulbs. This intense brightness is due to its highly exothermic reaction with oxygen. MCQ 85. What type of oxide is formed by nonmetals like carbon and sulfur? Option A, basic oxides. Option B, amphoteric oxides. Option C, acidic oxides. Option D, neutral oxides. The correct answer is option C, acidic oxides. Explanation. Nonmetals like carbon and sulfur form acidic oxides such as carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. These oxides dissolve in water to form acids like carbonic acid and sulfurous acid. MCQ 86. Which method is commonly used to extract metals low in the reactivity series? Option A, Option B, electrolysis. Option C, heating alone. Option D, froth flotation. The correct answer is option C, heating alone. Explanation. Metals low in the reactivity series, such as mercury and copper, are extracted by heating their ores directly. For example, mercury is extracted from cinnabar by heating it in air. MCQ 87. What happens when a more reactive metal is added to a less reactive metal's salt solution? Option A, no reaction occurs. Option B, metal dissolves. Option C, displacement reaction. Option D, formation of an oxide. The correct answer is option C, displacement reaction. Explanation. A displacement reaction occurs when a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive one from its salt solution. For example, zinc displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. MC 88. Why is iron not used in its pure form for construction? Option A, it is expensive. Option B, it is too soft. Option C, it is brittle. Option D, it reacts with water. The correct answer is option B, it is too soft. Explanation. Pure iron is too soft for construction. To enhance its strength and durability, it is mixed with small amounts of carbon and other elements to form steel, which is much harder and stronger. MCQ 89. What is the main impurity removed during electrolytic refining of copper? Option A, iron. Option B, zinc. Option C, anode mud. Option D, sulfur. The correct answer is option C, anode mud. Explanation. During electrolytic refining of copper, impurities like gold, silver, and other metals settle as anode mud at the bottom of the cell. This byproduct is removed separately during the process. MCQ 90. What is the purpose of anodizing aluminium? Option A, prevent corrosion. Option B, increase malleability. Option C, improve conductivity. Option D, reduce weight. The correct answer is option A, prevent corrosion. Explanation. Anodizing aluminium involves forming a thick oxide layer on its surface to prevent corrosion. This process also enhances its durability and provides a surface that can be dyed for aesthetic purposes. MCQ 91. What happens when aluminium reacts with hydrochloric acid? Option A, forms aluminium oxide. Option B, produces hydrogen gas. Option C, no reaction occurs. Option D, produces chlorine gas. The correct answer is option B, produces hydrogen gas. Explanation. Aluminium reacts with hydrochloric acid to form aluminium chloride and hydrogen gas. This reaction showcases the reactivity of aluminium with dilute acids, making it a common property of reactive metals. MCQ 92. Which nonmetal is used to purify water? Option A, sulfur. Option B, carbon. Option C, phosphorus. Option D, iodine. The correct answer is option B, carbon. Explanation. Carbon, in the form of activated charcoal, is used to purify water. It absorbs impurities and removes unpleasant odors, making water safer and more pleasant to consume. 93. Why is sodium not used for making cooking utensils? Option A, highly reactive. Option B, low melting point. Option C, poor conductor of heat. Option D, expensive. The correct answer is option A, highly reactive. Explanation. Sodium is highly reactive and reacts vigorously with air and moisture. This property makes it unsuitable for use in cooking utensils, as it could lead to dangerous reactions when exposed to heat or water. MCQ 94. What is the significance of the reactivity series of metals? Option A, identifies melting points. Option B, determines color of metals. Option C, predicts displacement reactions. Option D, shows electrical conductivity. The correct answer is option C, predicts displacement reactions. Explanation. The reactivity series helps predict whether a metal can displace another from its salt solution. A more reactive metal can displace a less reactive one, as seen in displacement reactions. MCQ 95. What is the chemical formula of lime water? Option A, CaCO3, CaOH2. Option C, Option D, CaCl2. The correct answer is option B, CaOH2. Explanation. Lime water is the common name for calcium hydroxide, CaOH2. It is used in chemical tests, such as identifying carbon dioxide, where it turns milky upon reaction due to the formation of calcium carbonate. MCQ 96. Why is platinum used in laboratory equipment? Option A, high melting point. Option B, high reactivity. Option C, good conductor of electricity. Option D, corrosion resistance. The correct answer is option D, corrosion resistance. Explanation. Platinum is highly resistant to corrosion and remains stable in high temperature and reactive environments, making it suitable for laboratory equipment and experimental setups. MCQ 97. Which metal is known as the best conductor of heat? Option A, copper. Option B, silver. Option C, aluminium. Option D, gold. The correct answer is option B, silver. Explanation. Silver is the best conductor of heat among all metals. Its high thermal conductivity makes it useful in applications requiring efficient heat transfer, such as sensitive electronic components. MCQ 98. What happens to aluminium oxide during electrolytic refining? Option A, reduced to aluminium. Option B, forms alumina. Option C, converted to hydroxide. Option D, forms an alloy. The correct answer is option A, reduced to aluminium. Explanation. During electrolytic refining, aluminium oxide, Al2O3, is reduced to aluminium metal at the cathode while oxygen gas is released at the anode. This process is used in the Hall-Héroult method of aluminium extraction. MCQ 99. Why is iron mixed with chromium and nickel to make stainless steel? Option A, to increase reactivity. Option B, to prevent rusting. Option C, to make it malleable. Option D, to reduce weight. The correct answer is option B, to prevent rusting. Explanation. Chromium and nickel in stainless steel form a protective oxide layer on the surface, making it resistant to rust and corrosion. This property makes stainless steel ideal for utensils, construction, and machinery. MCQ 100. Which alloy is used for welding electrical wires? Option A, brass. Option B, bronze. Option C, solder. Option D, steel. The correct answer is option C, solder. Solder, an alloy of lead and tin, is used for welding electrical wires. Its low melting point and ability to create strong conductive joints make it ideal for electrical applications and circuit repairs. Thank you for watching. We hope you found these MCQs helpful and informative. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest uploads. If you have any questions or need clarification, drop a comment below. We'd love to help. Keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay curious.